Okay. Very good morning, guys. So last day we just been completed the discussion on the checkbox and the radio button controls, right? We just been learned about the checkbox control and the radio button control and how do you deal with those two controls. I'll show you example, live example to you with in a form like this where we just been put up all the things. See guys, when you're designing the things, be careful. I given you clearly the designing process and read the comments carefully what I given. So first set the names to each and every control, set the tag for each and every control. All the things are listed in detail. What property should be set for what control. If you don't do that, your code doesn't execute. Again, don't say the code is not executing. You're not doing the property settings properly, then only code doesn't execute. Is that clear? So just read it carefully, set each and every property what are listed for you in detail. All the property settings should be done. Okay, fine. So yesterday we stopped it here, guys. Apart from the drop down list, apart from the checkbox and radio button, we used the three other controls also in the code. What are the other three? Button, label, text box. And what did I say about label? Labels are actually used for displaying static text on the UI, right? What I said to you, labels are used for displaying some static text on the UI. If at all you want to show any static text on the UI, we just use the label control. Button. Button control is used for taking acceptancy from the user to perform an action. The user giving an action, clicking on a button is giving an acceptancy to perform a action. So button control is actually used for taking the acceptancy from the user to perform an action. So user is going to give an acceptancy to perform a particular action. That's what the use of the button control. And then we have text box. What is text box? The text box control is used for taking input from the user now. Text input from the user. So if at all you want to take some input from the user, then we go for using the text box control. And talking about the text box here, the text box control what we have, we can use this text box in three different ways. The text box can be used in three different ways. What are the three different ways? One, single line text box. Single line text box here. Second, multi-line text box, text area. Third one, password field for accepting the password. Single line text box, multi-line text box, and a password field. Okay, just a minute. Let me add a new web form in the project. Yeah, I'm adding a new form. So I'm adding a text box on the screen, a normal text box here. Just a normal text box, nothing special with it. Okay. But I said you can use in three different ways. Second option, text area. How to make it the text area? If you go to the properties of the control, you'll find a property called as mode. You'll find a property for that. The default value is false. If you make it true, it's a text area. What is the difference? Generally, guys, for a text box, you can only increase the width. You cannot increase the height. But once you make it as a text area, you'll get the option to increase the height also. Are you clear? So earlier with the text box, now it is a text area. Otherwise, see, for this text box, I don't have an option. See, I'm getting an arrow mark to increase the width, but I'm not getting option to increase the height. But you see? Okay, next. I want to make it as a password field. How do you make it as a password field? If at all you want to make it as a password field, again, see the properties here. And the property is, you'll be finding a property called as use system password char. The property is false. Make it true. Once you make it true, that's a password field. And what is the password character? The password character will be the Windows default password character. Come on, what is the Windows default password character? What is the Windows default password character? Every day you log in into your computer by entering the password now. What is the password character? Louder. Wrong answer. Star is wrong. A bullet here. Every day you log in into your computer, you don't know what is the password character also. That is the password character. Star, not star. In your browser, it is star, not here. In your OS, that is the password character. So, that is the default password character, what it uses here. So, what? Use system password char. No, I want to use a different password character. Default is the Windows OS default password character. No, I don't want to use that. I want to use a different password character. If at all you want to use a different password character, set it false. Now go to the top. Here you'll find another property. What is that? Here you can tell what character you want as a password character. I want dollar as a password character. I want dollar as a password character. Observe, guys. If you use a dollar as a password character, now your password character will be a dollar. Whatever I type will be in the dollar format. Okay, now? So that's your choice. What you want as a password character. Yeah. Let's go with the Windows default password character only. So I'm setting up the property use system password char. Clearer? The text box control can be used in three ways. What are the three? Single line, multi-line, password. Are you clear how to set all the three? Okay, fine. Next. Actually, the default behavior is single line here. The default behavior is single line. If at all you want to have multi-line, then you are required to set the multi-line property of the control as true. Why? Default is false. Default is false. Okay. Yeah, by default it is single line text. And to make it as multi-line, make it true. Next, by default, just a minute, I forgot to show you one thing. Is a text area now. Now run this. It's a multi-line text box. But unfortunately, it doesn't have scroll bars. There are no scroll bars here. So tomorrow, if at all I just wanted to navigate up and down or left and right, scroll bars are not coming. Okay, and one more thing is, it has a word wrap. It has a word wrap. You know word wrap in Notepad now? Once you reach the end, automatically comes to next line. It also has a word wrap. See, once I reach to the end, automatically comes to the next line now. I'm not using any enter key. Once I reach the end, see, word wrap also. So by default, there are no scroll bars are not visible, and also word wrap is true. But when you know scroll bars, how can I navigate up and down there? We need a scroll bar, huh? So we need to set the property actually. What property? Scroll bars property. There's a property called as scroll bars. You're required to set the scroll bars property actually. Watch it. None. Horizontal, only horizontal scroll bar. Vertical, only vertical scroll bar. Both. What do you want now? Vertical or horizontal or both? No, vertical only. Why? When the word wrap is on, why you want a horizontal scroll bar? Array, when the word wrap is on, why you want a horizontal scroll bar? What we want is only vertical. Correct? If the word wrap is on, then we want both. Okay. Suppose if you set both also, no problem. That just I'm telling you that's all. But see, even though you set the vertical, sorry, even though you set both, can you notice it? It has given only vertical option. Horizontal did not come there. Why? Word wrap is on. That is why horizontal is not coming at that place now. Okay, if you run this, you see you'll have vertical scroll bar now. See there. The vertical. Horizontal is not coming. Why? Because the word wrap is on. So if at all you set the word wrap off, then you will get a horizontal scroll bar also. So how to set it? There's a property called word wrap property there. Set it false. Now can you see? It is showing you both vertical as well as horizontal also. Is that clear? Now you have a both scroll bars. Vertical is also present. Horizontal is also present. Okay, fine. So you're clear with the text. You're clear how to use it. How to use the text area now, and also explain about the word wrap property. And word wrap property will disable the horizontal scroll bar by default. So if at all you want to enable, make it as false. Because the default value is true. Okay, next. To use the control as a password field. To use the control as a password field. We have two options here. What are the two options? Either set which property? Password char property. Either set the password char property of the control with a character we want to use as a password character. Anything here, star, hash, dollar, whatever you want. I can just set whatever, that's my choice. Okay. Second option, without doing this one, you just have a property called as use system password char property. Okay. And make it as true, which indicates that the text control should appear as a default password character. It's a default password character is what it has to use. That's what you set it. Are you clear with the text box? Yes or not? Actually, guys, there are two other text boxes available. Actually, three types of text box are there. Text box, rich text box, mask text box. In text boxes only, three options are available. What are the three? Text box, rich text box. These are three separate classes here. And the text box, again, three behaviors are there. Understood? Array means what I'm telling is under the family of text box, three classes are there. What are the three classes? Text box, rich text box, mask text box. Under text box again, three categories are there. What are the three categories? Single line, multi-line, password. Okay, now. So what is shown here is only about the text box. What are the other two? The other two members in the family. Rich text box, mask text box. What is rich text box? Rich text box control, yeah, it is also text box, but it has some advanced features in it. Some advanced features in it. Right now, you see a notepad. In a notepad, you have a text box to type. Yes or not? That's a text box here. Used WordPad. Right, it is WordPad. In a WordPad also, we have a text box to type. But did you notice it? In Notepad, individual line or word formatting is not possible. The formatting you do applies to the whole text. If I set the font, it is for the whole notepad, not for a particular word. Yes or not? But in WordPad, you can just do individual line formatting. I want to bold a line. I want to show a statement in a red color. Can I do that or not? In MS Word also we can do that now. That is called as rich text box. What you are using in Notepad is text box. What you are using in WordPad is rich text box. That has individual line formatting. Otherwise, that is also text box only. I will show you working with rich text box in the later classes. Third one, mask text box. What is mask text box? The mask text box control actually, it is used, it looks like a text box only here. Look at this, it looks like a text box only. Looks like a text box only. But actually this control is designed for taking input from the user in a particular format. This control is designed for taking input from the user in a particular format. What do you mean by that? What I mean is, I want to take date from the user. I want to take date from the user. Date is the value what I want to take from the user. If I put a text box to enter the date, now everyone will get a chance to enter the date in the way they want now. Yes or not? I want to enter today's date. Okay. One person is going to enter the date as 7th month, 6/2022. Another one is just trying to enter 07/06/2022. Another one is entering like this. I'm sorry. Another one is entering like this. Someone, date only now you asked, I'm entering it as 6th July. When a text box is given, everyone will enter the way they want here. But problem, when you're going to store the data in the database, there's a problem now. In which format will you save? If everyone enters in the way they want, how will you show here? Finally say, I want to display this in a report. When I want to display this in a report, all dates should be in the same. You take a transaction report in a bank. You go to ATM, take a transaction report. Some 10 transactions will show you on the report now. In all the things, it will show you the date when the transaction is performed. If I show you the 10 dates in 10 different ways now, how it looks here? One date I'll show you in MMDDYY format. Another date I'll show you DDMMYY format. Another date I'll show you YYY MMDD, YYY DDMM. How it looks? Will you understand the output now? Uniformity should be there now. If everyone starts entering the date in the way they like, you miss the uniformity there. That is very, very important. That's going to be very, very important for us. Okay. So to maintain the uniformity, you notice it anytime when you need to enter a date anywhere, it will show you like this. Yes or not? Array, you required to enter date in 2 digits, day in 2 digits, month in 2 digits, year in 4 digits. It will show you. Now what you do, you go now and you will fill the data. Correct? So now by default, the text box should show that. Array, by default, the text box should show that. So I just generally type there. But when I go and try to enter my date now, what is today's date? 06. Array, 06 is not filling there, see? It should fill there, huh? Did you get my point or not? It should fill, it's not filling. It is simply taking as a separate value. But no, it has to fill there. If you want to take the input from the users in particular formats like this, then we use the control called masked text box. So what to do? Use a masked text box. Okay. So guys, watch it. Go to properties of it. There is a property called as mask property. When you select it, you will find a button here. click on the button. It opens a window. And in the window, it will show you some predefined mask formats. From predefined mask formats. You want to take a 5-digit number. This is the mask format. This is how the mask will be there. Okay, you want to enter what? Date. Can you find the date there? Short date. You want your format here? Click on the OK button. See, by default, the format is coming. Earlier also came earlier. I typed here. Now it automatically came now. Okay. Now the difference I'll tell you. See, earlier we typed it, but when we went and trying to enter the date now, it is separately taken. It's not filling the value there. But see now, shall I enter the date? 06072022. Will not accept at least any other character more than this. Can you see that? It's not accepting. So that is what the use of mask text box. We use this control for taking the input from users in specific format. We can tell the format and you can enter the value in the appropriate format. Are you clear? Okay. So there are so many predefined formats available here. You can use those predefined formats. There are so many predefined formats available. You can use those predefined formats. And if any of the format is not satisfactory to you, okay, means these formats are not okay for me. I want a different. Suppose say this is a phone number, US phone number format. This is US phone number format. See, the mask should be taken like this, preview. Understood? But see, I want to take Aadhaar number from the user. But here you don't find the Aadhaar format here. What it shows is only American formats. What to do? Custom and start typing whatever you want. Aadhaar is a 12-digit number now. How it will be? 4 numerics, space. Space. And immediately in the below, it will show you the preview. Click on the OK button. And you got it. Suppose a card number, credit card number. Another 4. 16-digit number, no? It's another 4 what you require. You can just give your own format also. Either select from the available or either enter your format what you want. It will automatically set up with the format. Is it clear with the mask text box? Yes or not? Okay. This control also looks the same as a text box. But used for taking the input in specific formats from the user. Specific formats from the user. Okay, to set the format for input, select the mask property in property window and click on the button beside it, which opens a new window. What's a new window? Input mask. Input mask is a new window what it opens to, which opens a new window, input mask. In it, we can either choose a mask from the list of available masks or select what? Custom and specify your own mask format using zeros in the below, in the mask text box below. In the mask text box below as following. See, PNR number, credit card number, Aadhaar number. Like this, you can just enter the formats of your choice. Is it clear, all of you? Yes or not? One thing remember, once you set the mask, suppose you're setting the date mask, it will accept the values 2 numbers, 4 numbers. Doesn't mean that it is validating the date. It doesn't validate the date, guys. That is your job. Are you clear? That control is only for taking the input in a format, but not to validate the data. Whose job is to validate? Developer job is to validate the data. How to do that we'll learn. See, even if we set a mask as a date, it will not validate for a valid date. It is not going to validate for a valid date. And if we want to do, we need to explicitly write code for the controls event actually. Which event? Type validation completed. That's the default event of the control, guys. Type validation completed. Okay, not default event. You need to write the logic for that. I'll tell you how to write it. Guys, using all those things now, let's design a form now. This is the form I want to design. First one, text box. Second one, password text box. Third one, password text box. Fourth one, mask text box. Fifth one, text box. Sixth one, text box. Seven, text box only, text area, multi-line text box. And then we have three buttons. Are you clear? Okay, this is what I given the names of the controls also. What are the names of the controls? Everything are listed for you there. Follow that and design it accordingly. You cannot write whatever you want here. Follow what I'm telling. Okay, let's design this. First, I'll add a label on the top. What's it? Registration form. LBL title. Okay. So just placed one label there. Now, one text box for entering the name, right? Another one password. Confirm password. What next? Date of birth. Date of birth. Afterwards, mobile and email. Mobile, email, address. Then we want buttons below. How many? 3 buttons. Okay. What was one? Username. User name. Password. Confirm password. Date of birth. Um, Mobile number. Email ID. Address. Which is mobile number, email ID, address. Okay, and also save, clear, close. Yeah. Then also don't forget to give a name to each and every control. Okay, na? This is txt name, txt password, txt cpwd is t password, txt dob, txt mobile, txt email, and txt address. btn save, btn clear, btn close. Actually, we don't use these labels in our code here. Only if you don't give a name also no problem. But if at all you want to follow the proper pattern, give a name for the label also. LBL name, LBL PWD, LBLC, PWD, LBL, DOB, LBL mobile, LBL email, and LBL address. Okay, so we've just been done with designing the UI, guys. Just the designing part is completed. Okay, what next? The next thing is, let's run this once. This is our UI. By default, here the focus, which control? Name, enter the name. From here, where you expect to go? Password. So when I use my tab key, it has to go to password now. But when I use my tab key, where it went, see? Address. From here, it came to password. Date of birth. From here, confirm password. Again, mobile number. Right, it's moving in a zigzag order. From here, it went to clear button. From clear button to close button. To save button. It's not going in a proper way. Why, sir? Actually, how the tab key moves the navigates between the control is it is based on the tab index property. Remember, we already talked about it. For every control, it is at your tab index, and the tab index is actually set. The tab index is actually set in the way you added your controls on screen. First, I added name text box. Afterwards, I added address text box. Then I added password text box. Are you clear? Then I added date of birth text box. Then I added confirm password. I did not add them in a sequence. I added in a zigzag. So in the way I added, it will set the tab index actually. Okay, but I want it to be proper. If you want to be proper, go to the properties now. For every control, set the tab index now. First control 0, password as 1. See, the tab index is not in a sequence. See, what the tab index of this control? See, zero. But for the password text box, what is the tab index? See, 2. For confirm password, 8. For date of birth, it is not in a proper order here, it is zigzag. Correct? So set it. How do you set? Go to every control property and start setting it. But if I do like that, I can set it, guys. But see, understand the problem. What is the problem? Tomorrow, if 100 controls are there, going to each control property and setting the tab index. After setting it again, you need to reposition the controls. Again, changing all becomes a lengthy process. To simplify that, if you go to the view menu, you'll be finding an option in this called as where is the tab order? About December. A property called tab order here, the disabled. Oh. The property is there, we don't know why it is disabled. It is disabled mode. Okay, no issues. You can open another way. I can open another way. I'll tell you what this is. Just watch it. Actually, when you're designing, these alignments and placements are very, very important. Margins, all. When you're designing, guys, if at all you want to do the alignments properly, control to control spacing, left margins, right margins, If at all you want to see, are they perfect? Are they perfect or not? How do you get it perfect? Actually, when you're placing them, it'll show you marginal lines. Suppose, see, I deleted this control, added. I want to just place it in the appropriate. When I put my mouse, see, it'll show you some margins. Can you see that? To say that they're in the line or not, it'll show you some margins. The pink line, like this, you can use that. Okay? Or otherwise, if at all you want to set the alignments of this control, spacing between these controls and all the things, if at all you want to set properly. Suppose, see, these buttons are there. The spacing between the controls is not looking good. All they're not looking good. If I want to do that settings, actually, you will have a layout toolbar in your studio. You have a layout toolbar in your studio. Listen, generally an application will have one menu bar, but n number of toolbars. Will be present. So, like what toolbars you wanted to see, you can decide actually. Some 15 to 20 toolbars are there. You can just add whatever toolbars you want. Say, this is one toolbar actually called a standard toolbar. In the corner, guys, you can see the dots in the corner. Something like dot. See where my mouse is pointing. Can you see that? That is the starting of a toolbar. And in the bottom, you'll find a drop down. This is the ending of it. Sorry. This is the ending of a toolbar. What is the toolbar? Standard toolbar. Beside that, again, you see dots here. There is another toolbar. That is another toolbar. And this is the ending of the toolbar. Which toolbar? Like this, guys, you have so many toolbars in your studio. How to see them? Right click on the toolbars. It will show you the list of all the toolbars actually. These are the toolbars here. Do you understand me? Right now I have only two toolbars. What is layout toolbar? If I have all these toolbars, or half my screen will be filled up with the toolbars only now. I will not have played. That's way you can add whatever you want at whatever time you want. So just you can add them. So these are the two toolbars I have now. Layout toolbar and the standard toolbar. Okay? And watch. You can customize the toolbar. Like what options you want on the toolbar also we can say. How do you recognize the end of a toolbar? We find a down arrow mark. Click on that. What is it showing you? Standard toolbar options. Add remove buttons. You can tell what buttons you want on your toolbar now. An option for adding a item. Generally, every day you noticed it. I don't come to studio, right click and add a form. Anytime, how did I add a form? Directly in the toolbar, I'm clicking add new item, and from there I'm adding the item. Open a file. You want it or don't want, you can decide. I don't want. Save all, cut, copy, paste, undo, solution properties like this. We are just going to set up some requirements, whatever you want now. Are you clear? We are just setting up the requirement, what we want. Start debugging, debug, all these options, whatever you want. You are just going to specify like I want this or I don't want this. Once you just remove, automatically those options are going to be disabled. See this? This is to tell like whether you want to debug a release, and this is like what type of project you want to use. This is your start project. And here you have one more thing also. Start without debugging. Apply code changes. Some options are available there. So if you feel you don't want them, you can remove them. I want start without, I want debug. I don't want start without debugging option. I don't want apply code changes option. So I can just minimize it so that beside that I can put one more toolbar here. Otherwise, Every toolbar will be in separate lines now. See now, the two toolbars are present, one in the first line, one in the second line now. So now I can click on the corner and I can move it to the same line. Now they came to same line now. Okay, and here also what options you want, you can decide now. Align to grid, align left, align center, align right, align top, align middle, align bottom, make same size, make same width, make same size to grid, make horizontal spacing equal, increase, decrease, remove, same way, vertical spacing equal, increase, decrease, remove, center horizontal, center vertical, some set of options you see now. So how do we use them? Watch. Now, I want to do the alignments for these buttons, guys. I want to do the alignments for these buttons. They're not properly aligned at all. Select all this at a time and immediately the toolbar elements will be enabled. So till now they're in the disabled state. Right now, see, enabled. See, no selection, disabled. Understood? Now they are selected. Now they are selected. Then it is enabled. Now you can use your options, guys. What? First option. If you place the three controls vertically, if you place the controls vertically, then you will be setting the align left option now. Okay, this one. Align centers. Align centers means the center will be aligned. Rights. This is for horizontal. Right now, our three buttons are horizontal. This is option I should use. Align what? Tops. Now it is going to align the top of all the three controls. Align all the top of the three controls. Okay, watch it. I'm clicking on align top. All the three controls top margin got aligned. They came to one line Z. Okay, but these alignments, guys, based on which control it is doing. First controller, second controller, third controller, all are coming to one line. Based on first controller, second controller, third controller. Based on the control which is showing you white color coordinates. Watch it carefully if you want. All the three buttons will come to one line based on save button. The two buttons came to one line based on the save button. Means all the alignments will be done according to the save button now. No, I don't want to do according to save button. I want to do according to clear button. So after selection is completed, which button you decide or which control you decide, click on that. Selection change of C. Now all the alignments are done according to clear button. Okay. See now, align tops, align middles. Right now the middles are aligned here because all are same size only. Okay, or align bottoms. Same size only in the bottom also. See if I say align left, see what will happen? Vertical options, horizontal options, both are different. If you have vertical, then you should use align left, align right. If you have horizontal, align top, align bottom. Next, what is that, make same width. Make same width. Right now all are in the same width only, but tomorrow they are not in the same width. This will make to same width. Make same height. Make same size. Are you clear? Next. Make horizontal spacing equal. Now tell me, if the spacing equal? Save button, clear button, close button, are they having equal spacing? No. So select all the three and just use the option. Make vertical spacing equal. Actually, guys, exact spacing should be there. Will you take a scale and measure now? How do you know exactly they are going to be equal or not? Use the layout toolbar that will do you all the things to you. Okay, make same. I want to increase the spacing. See, same. I want to decrease the spacing. Next, I have remove. Spacing will be completely removed off. Understood? Okay, I am now going for increase or decrease, whatever it is. Same way for vertical, you have make vertical spacing equal, increase vertical spacing, decrease vertical spacing, remove vertical spacing. I'm telling you, I'll show you one, you have opposite other also. Next, center horizontal. Center of the screen, center vertical. Array, this is not right now. But center vertical means center of your screen. Are you getting me? So use the layout toolbar here. Your work becomes easy in doing all the alignments. Okay now? In this only, you also have tab order option. Did you notice that? I did not enable it. I added it now. Now, when I come here and use the tab order, why is it not disabling? Array, why? What happened? Oh, it's not working here. Just a minute once. The tab order will allow us to set the tab index according to our requirement. Why is it not working? I don't understand. Something new in the 2019 again. Text editor, advanced and turn off, use adaptive formatting. Text editor. Is text editor options. Advanced. Not there. Turn off, use adaptive formatting. Shit. Not working. Then in some comment, the project download from the Zitadel file, editor contract in scope, and this is overriding the settings. Oh no, this 19, the tab index option is not working. Actually, when you select the tab index, you'll find the tab index here. This is disabled. Don't know why. When you click on this tab index, what it will do is it will show you the index of all the controls. It will show you the index of all the controls. Guys, when I'm using Windows, when I just start with the database programming, I'll open framework project here. Everything works there. All settings, everything is changed off here. So there, you better, I said you two also better work on the framework projects only than using this one. So in that, you will just find an option. What is the tab order? When you click on the tab order, automatically it will display the tab order of the controls. It will display the tab order of your controls. What is the current tab order? What you're required to do, you need to click on each control. You're required to click on each control in which order you want to set the tab sequence. First, click on username text box. Tab sequence is 0. Password 1. In that sequence, click. So it will set it for you. When you have more number of controls, it will become easy for you to set it in the order you want. Am I clear? Okay, now I'm not able to do that because that got disabled. It's not working. Ignoring tab preferences here. Set tab order, Windows Forms. Disabled and layout toolbar. Just a minute, guys. Somewhere I got it. How to enable. Ignore the word tab order and look for layout toolbar by default. Right-handed and looks like 3 view tab order instead. Not working. Grayed out along with everything. Format menu also we don't have, it's not working. Actually, format menu. I'm trying to see the format menu, but I don't find it. Something in a long backyard. Latest in 2019, it's not working. Okay, you just check it out on your machines. But I'm doing manual setting, guys. How? Go to properties, and I'm setting it manually. This is 0. This is 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And from here, I want to go to 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I set it manually. So just check it out. If tab order works, or just click on it and click on each and every control, it will automatically set the tab order. But now see, it's moving. Is that clear? Save, clear, close. Back to user. What next? I want to write the code for these 3 buttons now. Save. Next, clear, close. This dot, close, is going to close the other form. Okay, if it works, use it, guys. It's not working for me. Okay, clear all the controls, all the text boxes. Last day I said you have to clear all the text box for each loop. For each. control CTRL in this dot controls. Tell me, on the form we have only buttons or we have other types of controls also? On the form we have only text boxes, other type of controls also. Other type of controls are present now. Then you can compulsory we need to add the condition then. If CTRL is text box, then CTRL text box TB is equals to CTRL as text box TB dot clear. Once clearing is done, finally txt name dot focus. Txt name dot focus. Okay, run and see. Clear. Mask text box did not clear. See, why mask text box did not clear? Because you're converting into text box here. With the text box you're asking to execute, you did not write for mask text box. Then what to do? You need to add one more condition. What is that? If CTRL is a mask text box. How? If CTRL is mask text box, then mask text box MTB is equals to CTRL as mask text box, then MTB dot. So this works for both now. Okay. Okay. But you guys, one thing I'll tell you. What is this? Where is the clear property defined in the text box class as well as in the? No, guys. Actually, just now, half an hour back, I said you one point. There are three types of text boxes: text box, rich text box, mask text box. All these three are text boxes only, but different categorizations, extra features available. All these three inherit one from class called as text box base. What is that control? Text box base. Okay. How to know that? Right click on the text box and say go to definition. Or the parent class C. Right click on this and say go to definition. Array control is on the top here. Under that we have text box base. Under text box base we have text box, rich text box, mask text box. Now this clear is common for all three text boxes. Then can you imagine now, if clear is common for all the three, it is in the text box base class or it is in the text box class. Clear is common for all three text boxes. Now that method is defined in which class? Guess now. Text box base class or text box class? Text box base. That is what here inheritance tells you. Whatever is common should be on the parent. So text box, mask text box, rich text box, all the three requires clear. So it is defined in which class? Text box base. If you want, you can just go for checking that. How? Right click on the text box and say go to definition, text box base. In this text box base, yeah, if you put your mouse there, it's not showing correctly. Where is it? Where you are? Text box space. Here also. Put here also. So why I'm showing you this one, why I'm just showing you this particular thing here is it here? Not visible. Maybe it's a protector member not showing up. Maybe it's a protected member. Yeah, protected members in the intelligence or public only will show. Metadata will only show you the public members there. That's why it's not showing a thing. But when you put your mouse, it is clearly telling you. Where is it? Text box space. So now tell me, we are converting into text box separately, mask text box separately. Without that, guys, if I directly use text box base here, if I directly use text box space here, no need of writing two conditions now. Both are text box space only, na? Both are child. So both can use text box space. So one condition will do the job. Are you clear? When you're writing the code, that only we need to identify. That is what, as a programmer, how do I know, sir? That all experienced guys, immediately first day only don't expect all these things. Based on the working, you will come to know, okay, both are same only. So I can just, tomorrow there is a rich text box also. That also works. Okay, see, it will work for both now. Okay, now, fine. And finally, focus is coming into named text box. Clear. Just a message I want to show. What message? Message box dot show data saved to database. We did not do that, guys. We are going to write this in the next. Once we complete this, then we'll start database programming and we'll see saving the data to database in the next level. Is it clear? That's our next task, what we are going to learn in the coming classes, how to save the data to database. Okay, but as of now, so simply I put a message here, data saved to database. Are you clear? Understood the designing? Mainly how to do the alignments, I said you, how to set the tab orders. Okay, how to set your tab orders, I just shown you. Yeah, various different, like how you're writing the code for the buttons, all these things. But we are not done, guys. We're not done. Mainly, what we have just been done is only hold on. Online students, am I audible? I'm audible. Okay, okay. So yeah, just listen. Meanwhile, TV on connectable ada? Inverter connection avvala ada TV ke? రాలేదుగా మార్చేసినట్టు పవర్ సరిపోవట్లేదు సరే వదిలే ఓకే ఆన్ చేయదాన్ని సో you're not done. So basically we have just created a UI, all the things are fine, but we are not done. What do you mean that? See, when your user is going to enter some input, when the user is going to enter input, whatever the user enter, you will save. Tell me, the user will enter some junk. Will you save the data? The very, very important in the UI designing is data validations. The very, very important thing in the UI designing is data validations. The user entered some data. I need to verify whether this data is valid or not. Are you clear? What validations you want to do? I wanted to do a set of validations in my code, not like simple. Not like one or two validations, guys. I just want to check multiple validations here. Okay, what is that? I want the username, password, and confirm password fields to be mandatory. Mandatory fields here. Next, password and confirm password should be ranging between 8 to 16 characters. Password and confirm password should be ranging between 8 to 16 characters. Confirm password should match with password. Confirm password should match with password. Are you clearer or not? Okay, next. The date of birth should accept the date in DD, MM, YYYY format only. Are you clear? And again, the mobile number, whatever, not only that one, DD, MM, YYY format, and also the user who is going to register should attain 18 years of age. It should be a major. Cannot register, everyone cannot. You need to be above 18 years to register. Understood me? Next, the phone number text box is going to accept the phone number now. And the phone number, basically, the phone number should start with, the phone number should start with the 6, 7, 8, 9 series only. Because today we have only those series. Tomorrow, you cannot start a phone number with 1 now. 6, 7, 8, 9. Only these 4. And also 10 digits. Maximum 10, minimum 10. Correct. Email ID should check whether the given email is in a valid format or not now. Email ID should verify whether the given email is in a valid format or not. I'll enter hello there. Is it email ID? Huh? Understood my point or not? So like this, I just want to validate my data. I just want to do some data validations here. Did you guys understand my point here? So now, till now, what we focused is only on the UI designing part. That's all. We completed the designing of the UI. We just understood about the various properties and all and designing. Now we will go to the coding part. See, code is 2 types of code I said here. Business logic. That is what we are going to write it now. Logic here is a logic. Under the 2 types of logic are there. What do you know? Business logic, data logic. What is business logic? All the data validations of the business logic. Data logic, database coding. That is the next step. Are you clear? Business logic means data validations. We require to do all the data. Data logic means database coding. That is what we are just going to do in our next stage. Is it clear? So tomorrow we will focus on the business logic, how to write the business logic and do all the data validations in the UI. Okay, let's stop it. We'll meet tomorrow.
Recording stopped.